And she actually posted it this way: we're splitting up in 2 weeks. So we decided to go on like this breakup like vacation together. And they're in the bed and they're like, they cuddled for 4 hours. And it's like, well, I know why he wanted to break up. Right? It's like, oh, God damn it, there's a playoff game on, right? What are we doing here? And like, they're holding hands and all this stuff. And I get it. It's very nice and sweet and all that. And I kind of brought up, like, I don't get it though. Like, you scheduled a breakup? Like, that seems strange to me. Now, if I talked about divorce and kids, it's like, all right, man, just wait till one of them gets out of high school and then I can get the hell away from you, right? Like, all right, fair enough, I can get it. But like, if you're just kind of dating around, it ain't really it. When somebody brought my attention, I kept looking for, I was like, what would be the reason for this? And somebody said to me, well, you know, my friends once broke up. Not because they fell out of love, nobody cheated, nobody this, but they just couldn't get together over the fact that one of them wanted children and the other one did not. And so they separated it wasn't necessarily like, you gotta get out of my life. It was like, this is really unfortunate, but we have to go, right? Okay, I understand that there are ways to break up well. I've probably never done it. I've been a little like, oh yeah, like I like the voice, I like the volume. I'm a fan, right? And by that, he just said he was a maniac 3 different ways. And you're right. Okay, so I understand the separation. I have no problem understanding the separation. I guess, and maybe this is just me, if we're going to separate, I would like to get to that part now. I was going to say as fast as possible, but like, it doesn't necessarily have to be there. But if we're doing the thing, I don't want blurred lines, is what I mean. I think people get let's be honest. How many times do you have breakup sex before you're really broken? Right? Because that kind of happens. It's kind of like, you kind of fool yourself. It's like, no, like, one more go. And it's like, nah, you just haven't slept with anybody else yet because you don't feel like it's right to do to the other person, but you know you got to get it out. So, hey, you want to pretend we're going to get this worked out and then have sex one more time and then argue 2 days later and then break up? Yeah, I mean, right? Like, we've all been there. We have all been there. So how many times? My question is it really healthy? She's passing this off as it's this really evolved thing, and young people really like to do this. And I was very guilty of doing this kind of thinking when I was young, and so were you. My question is it healthy, or is this another version of, and it will sound weird to say selfish here, but doing what you want and then finding one area where there's virtue in it and ignoring where the harm may be. Now, if it's, let's go away for a week, take the cell phones, put them underneath the bed and do all that and try to reconnect and try to save this thing, that vacation, better than trying to have a baby to save. And I'll say that, I've seen people make that idiotic mistake and I don't know what makes you, hey, you know what will make you know what, we're arguing too much. Let's get a screaming machine in here at 3:15 in the morning. That will definitely quiet everything down, right? Like, that makes absolutely no sense to me. That is usually just one partner giving the other partner something and not wanting to stand up and say, no, I'm not willing to do this, is what I would think happens. I don't know. For me, if we're going to separate, let's separate. Let me get to the other side, because that's where the healing is. Now, I guess, what am I saying here? That you're probably not going to remain in communication with one another after the breakup? There's 2 ways to look at that, right? This didn't work out, I need to go, and we're going to just excommunicate. Or, if I let you walk away and we don't keep any kind of relationship whatsoever, that was, in fact, just time wasted. I think it was John Lennon who said once, if you enjoyed the time you wasted, it was not wasted. You know? And I think even with the people you break up with, if you look back on it, most of the time you were together, you probably enjoyed it, and that's why you stayed there as long as you did. Right? It's not while you're fighting and while you're breaking up, it's very easy to get into this thing has been a nightmare for as long as I've been very guilty of saying, like, look how bad this has been, and then have to be reminded, like, no, it really hasn't. What about that, man? And what about this? Can you stop screaming about this? Like, look at this and look at that. I'll grant you that. It's just, I think It's very convenient to me that you're being celebrated on TikTok and it's the thing you're supposed to be doing. Now, more than enough people are on her about it and saying, this sounds like the worst idea in the world to me. If you're breaking up, isn't it like a vacation with that person? Isn't it just going to drive home the reasons why you were breaking up? If you can... I mean, the first time you travel with a new relationship, that's when it's like, oh, okay, now we're going to find out who's who. Right? Now we're going to find out. I don't... You know, no wrong or right, different strokes for different folks. So all I can do is speak for me. But for me, just let me get to that health. For me, the healthy part is getting over it. Now, the healthy part is also how you got over it, right? How you handle it and how you exit, all that matters. I won't disagree there, and I am horrific at it, right? So all that absolutely does matter. But the real health, I would imagine, comes from the growth on the other side of getting over it. And I can only do that after you're gone. Five Finger Death Punch playing October 4th out at Blossom, bringing Megadeth with them. And I'm going to send caller 21-800-243-7625 on those. And oh my God, did a ton of merchandise walk off the shelves in a Massillon Walmart. That next on Stansbury Show.
The Stansbury Show.
I'm not sure if you're aware, but there is a war on fun in this country. First they take our nudity, and then our profanity, and then our violence.
Rock 1069.
There's a lot of different ways to increase the wow factor inside your home. Stansbury to remind you, one of the best ways you can do it is with an aquarium. Luckily for us, Sharkbait is now open in Canton. Find these guys at 5112 Porter Street Northwest, or even better, online at sharkbaitohio.com. We're talking about hobbyists helping hobbyists here, plus they have the selection of saltwater and freshwater fish you need. Sharkbait can help you with tanks and service, everything we need for everything underwater. Find them online at sharkbaitohio.com.
And we're talking with Ryan for the Sarshone Chevrolet Showcase on State Route 44 in Randolph. So Ryan, more good news on the way for people who need something a little more than a regular pickup truck. They need a heavy hauler. Those kinds of trucks are hard to find, but that's going to change right now with your selection of Chevy HDs.
When you think Chevy HD, you definitely think Sarshone Chevrolet. It's an amazing selection. Check out the website, take a drive through the lot. But at the end of the day, I was able to put in some orders there a month or so back, and I have 50 plus HDs in transit. Those will be listed on the website. You can also call your favorite salesman. They can tell you exactly what's coming in.
And nobody will have more.
The selection is going to be amazing all the way through the first part of the year until my 2023 start rolling in. So take advantage of these HDs because you're not going to find them anywhere but right here at Sarshone Chevrolet.
Call 330-325-9991 or see the selection at SarshoneChevrolet.com. Ship Find Your Rose. See dealer for complete details.
The Honest Truly Calming Collection is our must-have for Hazy's nighttime routine. The tear-free shampoo body wash and moisturizing conditioner help make bath time easy. The Truly Calming face and body lotion nourishes his delicate skin throughout the night. Honest overnight diapers keep leaks on lock for up to 12 hours, so we both get a good night's sleep. For sweet dreams, end your kiddo's day with the Honest Truly Calming Collection.
Why sit on your hands when you can work with your hands? Build something great with Ironworkers Local 550. There's no college debt when you become an apprentice with Ironworkers Local 550. Earn a living wage while you train. A journeyman ironworker earns more than $52 an hour in wages and benefits. Apply now in person at Ironworkers Local 550 office in Canton or call 330-455-5164. That's 330-455-5164. Ironworkers Local 550. We don't go to the office, we build it.
You hit the longest red light in town. What's this? You're smiling because your car smells amazing. You just installed the Caprice carpet that 5 weeks ago. With up to 40 days of consistent Caprice scent, those lights can stay red for as long as they run.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning
Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language. Language for life, celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Canton traffic. mistake caused you injury, call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Getting heavy on 77 North between Arlington and 2